What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back for Beyond the Gates. This is season one. Um, what episodes are these? Hold on one second. Episode 144. 1, 2, 3, 4 to 147. Okay, this is Thursday night. And I just decided to go ahead because I literally just got through catching up. I decided to just go ahead and do these 4 episodes and see how tomorrow's episode goes because I was bored with this week. All right, I really don't even have that much to say, but y'all know I'm gonna give you something to fill out the video. But out of all of the episodes, I would feel like this was probably one of the weakest weeks because of the simple fact that it focused on B characters for the most part, specifically Doug and his memorial and that whole process. And honestly, I feel like they're dragging it. No shade. They are dragging it, and I'm kind of over it at this point. Now, when it comes to Doug, what I really, really want to see and get into, I know that this is leading to that, but I just feel like, I don't know, it just was so melancholy. It was just so sad. It was just so, we all crying and stuff, and I get that because we're grieving, or at least, Vanessa and them is supposed to be grieving and all of that, but it was just like, I don't know, it was kind of weird. It was kind of weird, but since we're talking about it, let's just go there. So we got the whole situation going on with Doug, and we got Donnell. See, the things that's not adding up for me is regardless of the fact that the daughter, you're supposed to have twins, okay? Regardless of the fact that the daughter is going through what she going through or whatever, baby, we all got anxiety. I don't care what nobody say, everybody got anxiety. Sometimes we be a little down, sometimes we can't handle some things, but that's your daddy. All right, and your daddy that paid for your stuff, your daddy that showed you love or whatever. I can see if y'all had a bad relationship, but you didn't want to show up. You wanted to stay at the dorms or whatever, and Vanessa was okay with that. You don't want to see. I get that you don't. I mean, I get it in a sense, but at the same time, I would want to be there with my mom and try to protect her and help her going through what she's going through. And Donnell shouldn't have to be the one that's carrying the bulk of this, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, why tell us that there were twins if we're only going to see one other twin? Now, unless we're going to see them later, unless we're going to see Deanna come in later, I don't see the point of why they said it was twins. Donnell is on the case, though. I do like the fact that Donnell is not letting this shit up. But at the same time, I don't know, it was just really irritating me how, and I feel like what it is because of Vanessa, And again, don't worry about my nose. I got vapor rub on sinuses. Listen, I feel like it's Vanessa that's really irking me at this point. Now, I was all the way here for her stepping out, doing what she was doing with Joey, because we already knew that her and Doug, which came out, they had an arrangement, and Doug basically allowed the shit to happen. You know what I'm saying? And technically speaking, even though he wasn't cheating on Vanessa physically, he was cheating on her with gambling, messing up the finances, messing up the house, and, the relationship to that point, the trust, and, putting them in financial jeopardy at some point. And because of the fact that he was having this gambling addiction, they're in the situation that they're in now. Okay, so I blame him for all of this for the most part. But at the same time, Vanessa been doing all this stuff. Doug knew about it. He just didn't like the fact that it was Joey that she was doing it with, right? Because this man is the one that has this, hold over them at this point because he owes him money. And so you're going to go and sleep with the person that got us in this, this chokehold right now we can't get out of, and it's because you like it. And so he probably felt guilt for that. And then, we got her just being all like, I just feel she's being reckless at this point. I was all the way here because you could tell that, there is some type of chemistry between Joey and Vanessa. True tea. True tea. You can't even deny that. But at the same time, you also got to think Joey is maniacal, okay? And he's psychotic. And he's a gangster. And all of these things. He's pulling all of these strings. And to a certain extent, Vanessa knows that. And it's like you're allowing yourself to get so deep in with this man who could possibly F you over in the long run. Once he gets done with you, he's going to throw you to the side, okay? And to know that your husband died and the last time that you had a conversation, he was just trying to reconnect with you, trying to get a little semblance of something. And he wasn't inebriated a little bit, but he was yearning and he was reaching out for you, and you wasn't trying to be there the way that he needed you to in his mind. And because he realized that you was over there with Joey. So yeah, in her mind, she probably playing it like, damn, this is all my fault. For real, for real. Got him doing what he did. He got so pissed off and went and got more pissy drunk because of the last conversation that we had with each other. And, went and did what he did and just, I don't know. So you had that going on. Vanessa cried this whole episode, okay? Monday through Thursday, she cried. Not a dry tear, not a dry eye, okay? I was like, God damn, Vanessa, I know your head hurts. I know you can't breathe through your nose. Y'all know what I mean, okay? You cry so much and you cry so hard, you get a headache. You can barely close your eyes because your eyes are swollen. Your nose is swollen. You can't breathe because it's all stopped up. That's what Vanessa was giving, okay? And the same time, she's still playing with fire by messing around and having Joey there. Granted, she didn't invite him. He popped up. But it's the same. It's just the simple fact that y'all are in communication in public, okay? And I just want Vanessa to think, like, how is this going to go? Doug leaves or Doug gets killed. And then what is going to do? You're going to go ahead and just be open with Joey? Are you going to do that? Or how long you're going to wait to do that? Like, it's just. And then when you find out Joey is the one that did this to you, and you would think Joey would feel remorse, and he doesn't. And that is just the scary part about it, because he's literally being there. He's covering all of his tracks to make it seem like he had nothing to do with it. And technically speaking, he wasn't there. He wasn't at the poker place. He was in Puerto Rico with Vanessa giving her an alibi, or himself an alibi, to be honest. But then again, it's like, you're a mobster. You can call the shots from anywhere. You don't have to physically be there. So that really, if you ask me, that don't really do much. I can't trust that, right? And so you got that going on with Joey, and now you got to go through clearing up the tape to make it seem as if Malone wasn't there. And then you got to have the bartender come down there and be questioned and all of that. Listen, it's just all too much. It's too much. And then Donnell, he is just persistent. And I want him to stay like that. But he got to smile a little bit somewhere. Okay, we can't be so depressed all the time. I mean, I know we at the beginning stages, but baby, we got to pick it up next week. Okay? So, and then they get sloppy. Because when Vanessa went to that bar with Joey, and then Donnell and Jacob popped up with him, bitch looking like, what the fuck? And then you try and say that's your friend? That's your friend? What type of friend? And you want him to be okay with it? I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Vanessa, you are in the shits, okay? You are really in the shits, all right? Moving on from that, what else went down on these 4 episodes? Eva and goddamn Leslie. Bitch, let me tell you something. When this show first started, I was really here for Eva for the most part. I was like, trying to make excuses for the reason why she's doing the things that she's doing, because she was being manipulated by her mother. And I feel like in the very beginning, we all kind of felt that way. We felt kind of bad for her slightly, but we also realized and know she's a grown woman. She can make these decisions on her own, and she chose to continue to do this with her mother, even though she know that it's wrong, right? Okay, cool. But she was also doing it under false pretense, right? She thought her dad didn't know, or she knew about her, but didn't give a damn about it. You know what I'm saying? He never knew about her. So gave her a slight pass for that. The way her character has now just literally did a 180 and just turned into her mother. She was the sounding board and the reasonable voice of reason between her and her mother. Okay, she was the one that was keeping her mother in line, to calling her mother out on her bull and try to keep her in line for the most part, right? But now you're going to listen to your mother, someone who has been chasing after a man who was married from the jump, who never really said in any definitive words or gave you that, real inclination that he was going to leave his wife, and kept you a secret these whole years. And still, when he's going through a divorce with his wife, allegedly, he's still not choosing you. So you're going to take the advice of your mother, who is going through all of this and who is manless herself, to go and to just confront Tomas and to get your man. Don't give a fuck about what Kat want or whatever, or what he's saying and all this stuff, because Kat is frigid. She's the ice queen, and I'm pretty sure he wants something warm, and that's what you give and all that stuff. And you know what? I really hate that it's being played like this, because, we get into this. I don't want to get too deep. I don't want to be that person, but, you can also look at it like, they didn't put Eva, the darker skin, compared to Kat, because she's not dark skin, she's caramel, she's brown skin, she's caramel, right? But compared to Kat is lighter skin, and then Kat getting all of the stuff, and you got this girl Eva, basically humiliating herself for a man that don't want her, and then being used just as something to get sexual release from, but not enough to be into a relationship and want to love and protect and to be with for the rest of your life. You're just literally using me as a way to get off your frustration because you had it out with your girl. I feel bad for that part of it, because Eva was played in a sense, because Tomas, he been playing with her. We seen the chemistry, we seen the tension between them sexually, and then you took it upon yourself to go ahead and cross that line. Eva, I don't feel bad. Also, for the simple fact that you knew what was going on, you knew that was your sister. You wanted at one point to have a relationship with Kat. And then when it comes down to the part where you do have a relationship with her, or there was some type of hope to have one, you fucked it up by fucking a man, okay? And it doesn't even matter if Tomas thought that they were done or if they were done. You still went on ahead and slept with her man, her ex, her dude, something that was going to hurt her, because you are just like your mother. And then you're going to take advice from your mother to go down and just get your man. Bitch, when Leslie called him Bad Bunny, I screamed. I said, Leslie, what are you doing? Mind you, he is Puerto Rican too. So at least we in the same realm. Okay, we in the same, I said, bitch, Leslie, that was funny. I had to get that to you, okay, girlfriend? But I was just like, you really gonna listen to her? You really gonna listen to her? Somebody that ain't got no man? And what she do? Now, Tomas had a little confrontation. Girl, Chelsea went over there to Bill's office to drop off a purse for Haley that he brought during their little telethon, right? Okay, cool. And so he wasn't there, but Tomas was there. So Chelsea took it upon herself to confront this motherfucker. Like, why you hurt my cousin like that? He was like, well, I thought that it was over. I didn't know. I thought she ghosted me because I haven't heard anything from her the whole time. And I was like, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. I said, oh my God, please recast Tomas. Recast him, because he's supposed to be selling us something, and he's not. He's selling us, that's what he is. He cannot act. And it's one thing to can't act, but you can't emote any feelings. Okay? He don't know special effects. The facial expression stays the same. The voice stays the same. You know, everything is the same. It's monotone. It's just, oh my God, it's like he's reading from a script, and there is nothing there. There is nothing there in his scenes, okay? And I'm just like, this is the time for you to step up and to be like, I want that girl, okay? And putting it all and showing us and being like, yeah, I can act down, but you can't even do that, Tomas. Get somebody else to do it, okay? Because I still would have been like, bitch, yeah, go ahead and move on to somebody else. Go ahead and get with Eva because that's what you deserve. Because listen, you not selling it for me. All right. And Chelsea, mind your business, bitch. I mean, girl, I know you went through some things. I know your cousin told you what was up because that's what she was supposed to do because y'all besties, right? That's what it is, right? He got the nerves to get in his feelings about the fact that, you know, Chelsea know about what's going on with Kat. And Chelsea was like, either Chelsea or Kat said, bitch, that's my motherfucking best friend and my cousin, okay? It felt like he wanted to say, well, you want to get upset with me for telling Kat or telling Eva about us, but yet you over there telling Chelsea about us. Bitch, there is a goddamn difference. If that's what he was going, I was ready to go in because you are telling a person that destroyed her family about your sex life that you already know she can't stand. There is a total difference between that and Kat telling her sister cousin, her cousin sister. That's what we're going to call it. Okay. Bestie. That is a whole difference, bitch. I said, And then Chelsea basically said, you got to step the fuck up because unfortunately she love you. What? She loves me? I said, no. Why did you say that, Chelsea? So now he calling and trying to get her to come down and have lunch. She answered the phone, but she hangs up. Okay. Absolutely the fuck not. So now Eva calls trying to, we got to finish what we started. And he was like, well, I got a table for two ready so you can come on down. She come down there and get egg on her face again. That man don't want you. And it was just so fucking cringy and so disheartening and so sad to see that beautiful woman, that beautiful black woman sit there at that table and beg this man to be with her. What you want with Kat? You don't really love Kat. You don't really want her. And if she did say that she wanted you or whatever and that she loved you and all that stuff, that's only because she doing all this stuff so that you can't have me. Okay? Because she trying to make me mad. She trying to, because she can't stand me and she know that me and you got this connection and all of this stuff or whatever. I can do for you. I could do for the people. I could do for you what Martin did for the people. You know what I'm saying? I could do it. I'm sitting here like, girl, stand the fuck up. And then get egg on your face and saying all of these negative things about Eva as if Eva, and at the end of the day, you have no right, no real right to feel any way about Eva, negatively or positively. Eva has every right. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Eva has every right. Kat has every right to feel negatively about Eva. Eva don't really got that right in my eyes because you the one that started this shit. You and your mama, okay? And your mama is up here making her mother a fucking enemy, and her mother didn't even know nothing about her until she just told her. So no, Eva, you would never be right in this situation. The way that they changed her character up to go this far, I'm totally disgusted. You know, the way that you just put yourself out there and then you still got egg on your face because this man still didn't choose you. He still didn't choose you because then he wound up saying, I love her. And then gonna say something, you don't know. She don't even love you or whatever. Woo, woo, woo. You don't know that. You know you don't love her. You know she don't do this and blah, blah, blah. You just saying that because you want to get in and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. Bitch, he said, I know that she loved me because she didn't tell me. She told Chelsea. I said, oh, well, there's that. There's that. And then, Kat, you just so goddamn stupid. And, you know, Nicole, let me get on you for a second before we get to that. Because Kat had walked in on Eva to tell in that conversation, and she was just standing there, and Eva was like, ugh, you just can't even just stop popping up and all this stuff. And I said, why are you having all of this fucking fever for Kat over her man? If you was supposed to be first choice, he would have chose you first, and he would have never fucked around with Cat like that. Okay, even when y'all was in the midst of that, he would have broke that shit off with Cat before he got some ass. I truly feel like that's what he would have did. But then again, you know, niggas. But I was just like, girl, why are you giving her all that fever like that? He don't want you. It's real frigid over here all of a sudden, and it's warm and blah 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 blah. And then you get your face cracked, and he chose her still. Meanwhile, before this is the memorial was happening, and they was about to get ready to go over there to the memorial. So she over there, and I'm talking about Kat, over there with Danny and her mama and Chelsea and them and whatever. And you know what, Nicole, I'm gonna need you to get that shit together, because I don't like the way that you've been doing this shit with her. Okay, she tell you that her man cheated on her. You all into it like, oh, that's so fucked up. Niggas ain't shit. And then when you find out who it was that he cheated on her with, are you sure it was Eva? She just doesn't seem like she would be the person that'd do something like that, and not on purpose. How do you cheat on accident? How do you fuck around with somebody on accident when you know that they're in a relationship? Explain that to me, Nicole. Please, because I want to know. I really want to know. And again, why is it that you have so much benefit of a doubt for for Eva, than you do for your own daughter, when she's been right this whole time about Eva and fucking Leslie? What? Even in this moment, you couldn't just be like, damn, baby, fuck them. That's what your daughter needed to hear. Oh my God. But you want her to get away from Tomas, which is fine. But then you want Smitty and Martin to go ahead and make up, but you don't want to make up with your husband. You want Smitty to just hurry up and forgive Martin, maybe because that's your son, but you can't forgive your husband, which is understandable. But at the same time, Nicole, you dealing with a lot of contradiction and a lot of hypocrisy, baby. Okay, that's what you're doing. But let me tell you something, Kat. I want better for you, baby. I want better for you, sister. Okay? You went over there, had that little conversation, and that shit turned her fucking, you like my fire and fucking desire, bitch. It just happened right in there. I'm telling y'all, let me say something. It's why you gotta have some little angry conversation. Sometimes you gotta fucking, maybe this the toxicity in me, okay? Sometimes you gotta have an argument, and you gotta make your partner mad for no reason, just so y'all can have that passion just start. Ooh, yes, but no, not this case. Okay, Kat got turned on real good. She got turned on real good to the point that they couldn't even make it to her house. They couldn't make it to his place. They went into a room, and I don't even know if it was a real room or a closet. Bitch, they were in there, and they was doing the thing, okay? They was doing the horizontal tango. Probably was doing it vertically. I said, oh my God. And I mean, moaning and everything, and we ain't never heard Kat moan. That lady that was standing outside that door, she was like, and she told old girl, whatever them two had, give me two of them, okay? Because I want to experience the same thing, bitch. And I was just like, She said, oh my God, is this what everybody was talking about? I think I got it now. Yeah, Kat. Now, see, let me tell you something. Kat, you was the one that was broken. Yeah, I guess. Because when you set out to try to, keep a man with sex and all that shit or whatever so that he wouldn't get with Eva, that's why you was in that predicament. That's why the relationship wasn't going. That's why you wasn't feeling it when you was fucking around with Tomas, because you wasn't doing it from a good place. You're just that type of person, okay? You're not a one-night stand. You're not a revengeful type of person when it comes to sexual activities, because you never had it. And so, therefore, you got to be feeling it for real. And you felt that shit. And he knocked it out the park. I was worried, Tomas. I really thought that you could knock it. You did it. All right. Congrats, I guess. Break up with him. And then, Nicole, you want to talk about everybody else's relationship. Quit coming down on Danny, bitch. Okay, Danny is supposed to be the messed up one. Everybody can't be prim and proper like you. Okay, everybody can't lock their pussy down like you can. Okay, I'm sorry, girl. Danny's supposed to be out here playing around But I get your frustration with her because it's with Andre and you feel like this is a game that they're playing. Truth be told, you ain't lying. But the way that they did this shit up in the last episode, well, today's episode, Thursday's episode, bitch, I was sitting there like, maybe y'all do got something going on for real. Now, see, I was here for the plan, the friends would benefit, but then y'all threw marriage up in there, and I said, y'all taking it way too far. And then you talk about something, you can fuck this person, that person, that person. I don't care. Just fuck me 3 times a week. Well, get divorced. I know that shit. And then, you know, Nicole trying to tell Denny about herself. Denny tried to tell Nicole, like, bitch, fuck that. Andre a grown-ass man, okay? And again, Andre ain't coming after her for no money. He got his own money because he inherited a whole bunch of money when his daddy and mama died. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that ain't even it. He ain't even no gold digger or nothing like that. When he told Bill that shit, he was like, listen, you the one that came into the motherfucking marriage with nothing. I already got shit. I said, Andre! Why would you tell that man that? I was here for it. Bitch. But yeah, I was just sitting there like, Nicole, calm it down. All right. And then this whole situation with her and Carlton, Nicole, listen. Now, at first, I was like, go ahead and do what you got to do. Get some revenge fuck out of him. But it's looking more so like you actually got a slight bit of feelings, but Carlton got a lot of feelings. Because we found out that Carlton actually knew Nicole before he knew Ted and before she knew Ted. Okay? They been friends since kids. He started knowing Ted in medical school, and that's probably around the time where, you know, she and Ted met. Bitch, on that trip. And he fucked around and got her. Damn it, Carlton been waiting all these years. 30 plus years just to get that. Ain't that some shit? You are a patient man. Carlton got to wreak havoc, okay? It's a little bit too nice. You know, we need another villain on the show. All right, we need another villain on the show to wreak some shit up in the family, right? But at the same time, I don't really like the fact that this is Carlton. It's too fucking close. It's too close. Because then it's like, damn, Carlton, did you even give a damn about Ted? You said y'all was friends or whatever, but shit, that don't seem right. Like, that don't seem, you ain't even wait. You just slid right up in there real quick. And that says, I don't like that about your character. Man, the actor that plays shit like, that plays Carlton, he always in some shit like this. And everything that I've seen to me, he is always in some shit like this. Have y'all started watching Tyler Perry's Divorced Sisters on BT Plus? Yes. Now that is some shit. And that's a show I will recommend from Tyler Perry. It's actually good. That's a lot for me, you know, these days. But yeah, I was just like, oh, no, Carlton. And they kissing and all that shit. I was like, what? But you don't want to lock it down with him, which I don't want you to lock it down with him either, okay? Because it's too quick. Okay? The divorce ain't even signed, sealed, or delivered yet. And it ain't even got nothing with you being not divorced because Nicole still loves Ted. And deep down, she still wants Ted, okay? And I don't really think at this point that even though she's mad about everything, a part of me is saying they're not going to get divorced. After she had that conversation with Anita, yeah, she's not going to get divorced. And speaking of Anita, bitch, listen. At this point, y'all got to stop trying to get Leslie out of that house because it's not going to happen. And they got the ruling saying that she can go ahead and start construction over there. Y'all got to take that bitch out. I mean, what happened to still trying to get her for what happened to little Laura? Bitch, y'all brought Laura back and we ain't seen her since. What's going on? We gotta finish these plot lines, okay? Don't leave them hoes open like that. Y'all trying to focus on getting her out the neighborhood, baby. Try to get that bitch arrested, okay? That's what y'all need to put y'all focus back on so y'all can truly get the bitch behind bars. Put her in the same cell with Allison. The way Allison called up on that, how the fuck that bitch called up there doing Chelsea and Kat's little cellathon thing last week? I was just like, what? I just think it's funny. Bitch is crazy. Okay, you can't get rid of her. But yeah. And when she came up there, she said, yeah, we got it and all that stuff. And she was able to start, doing the construction or whatever. Now, see, Anita and them, they was trying to, tell her, make sure you sure you got the right construction people. You don't want to get scammed and all this stuff. And you got the project manager, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, cool. But hopefully we won't start too much noise for you or whatever. They thinking that the construction shit probably going to start in a few months or the next month or some shit like that. Bitch, soon as she left, all you heard was construction shit. Now, that is so fucking unrealistic right there, right? And again, with this storyline with Leslie having his money, how much is it? How much is it? How much is it? Because how is she able to get that house, tear it down, have it torn down, and then have it rebuilt with all these other amenities and stuff that she's trying to put in there? How is she doing that with that little? I need to know the price amount. I need to know the price amount. And let's say she is able to get all this stuff done. Is she going to be able to keep it up? Property taxes and all that stuff included? Baby, I'm so confused. I'm so confused because everything is moving way too quick. Everything is moving way too quick and way too easily for her. You know what I'm saying? It's like, girl, what? Somebody need to trip her. I don't know. I don't know. Like, what? Meanwhile, we got this whole situation with Smitty and Martin. It's kind of, listen, Smitty, I was on your side. I was on your side. But at the same time, Martin is trying. And it's like, bitch, what else can he do? Every time he try to do something, it's not enough. It's not enough. It ain't like the man cheated on you, okay? And you call him getting dicked down by somebody else. Or him dicking somebody else down, okay? That ain't what it is. He wasn't assed up. He wasn't dick in. That's just not what it was. He hid a little truth. He hid a little something from you to protect you and the family that he thought. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I get it. I get being frustrated. I get being angry and wanting him out the house for a minute until you calm down, because that's what it is. You calm down. But how long we going to keep doing this? How long we was going to keep on doing this? Every time he tries something, every time he say something, you be like, that's cute, but it's not enough. And I'm like, oh my God, Smitty, bitch. Let him in. Especially, and you listen, I'm a bird, bitch. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'll be mad for a minute, but then you do some shit like Martin did when he put his hand on his chest and said, I'll do whatever you have to do, but if you gotta, figure that out, I'm gonna let you figure that out. Because you the sun, you my moon, you my stars, you all this. He was waxing poetically when he should have been waxing poetically in his ass. Okay? No shade. He should have been just, Martin, you should have just Smitty, you should have let him upstairs then. And he still was out the house this week. And I said, oh my God, Smitty, I'm going to have to jump off your train. Okay? I'm going to have to jump off your train. Because it's just like ridiculous at this point. You know exactly why he did it once you found out. You should be understandable. I get it. It's time to let it go. You're going to lose the man that you love and the man that you want over this. Like, come on. Stop. Okay? Like, let your guards down a little bit and possibly your jaws, like, come on, stop playing, okay? And then when Martin comes over there and said, you know what? Because he's staying with the grandparents. Then he gonna go over there and he was like, you know what? Smitty, I'm finna turn myself in. Smitty said, bitch, what? I said, oh my God, what's the problem? I said, now hold on, Martin. You trying to prove yourself to this man. I get it. But what good is that going to do if you in jail, bitch? What good is that is going to do if you in jail, bitch? Because you're not going to be back in that man's bed. You're going to be in somebody's jail cell on a cot, okay? Now, Smitty said, you can't do this. What about the family? What about, if you were to turn yourself in, then that means Vernon would get in trouble. And that means Anita would get in trouble. And Bill, as much as you can't stand that motherfucker, he'll get in trouble too and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, damn, Martin, you didn't think about that. It's a domino effect. And he was like, what about Joey? Now, see, Martin, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to chill out. He said, I don't give a fuck about no goddamn Joey. I said, you need to. Joey will fucking take you out, okay? You and Joey, you owe him too many favors after this shit. That's just understandable at this point. You have to realize that. Y'all going to be connected until you probably die, okay? And he probably going to be the one to take you out. I'm sorry. That's just how it is when you get in the bed with these mobsters and shit like that, right? And so, at one point, Smitty was trying to beg him not to do that dumb shit, right? But then Smitty said, now hold the fuck up. Now, see, you probably wasn't even going to do that in the first place. You probably put that out there to see if I was going to bite and be like, baby, I love you for doing this. And it's just showing me that you really want me and you're going to really do whatever it is to get back with me or whatever. And you probably wasn't even going to do it in the first place. You just fucking lying. Oh, my God. And the way that he got so mad so quick, I said, Smitty, you got to calm it down. Martin said, bitch, look, I set up and called and texted goddamn Jacob and said I'm coming down there to the police department. And he said, sure, come on down, because I was going to actually tell him. Okay? So you need to calm the fuck. Martin, that's what you need to do. Bitch, you need to say, calm the fuck down. I guaranteed you Smitty would sit there and look like, who the fuck you talking to? I'm talking to you. You right. I'm telling you. Raise the voice just slightly. Okay? He like that shit. Don't ask me how I know. Just know that I know it works. Okay, you know you ain't finna do nothing. Sometimes you just gotta elevate that voice, and sometimes that's a turn on. Okay, like I'm told y'all, like I'm so toxic. God damn, is that toxic? That's not. That's just it's hot. But anyway, they come to the conclusion that oh no, you're gonna stay. But we're gonna go to couples therapy, and then we're gonna do date night once a week. And they did have a little date night, and Martin was so goddamn nervous. I said, "Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute." He wants to order everything off the menu. Do a date night at the goddamn country club. Can y'all go somewhere else? Don't do no date night with me at no goddamn country club that we go to all the goddamn time. Take me to somewhere else, okay? Pull a Andre and take me to Paris. In an apartment, or get me on the goddamn flight and take me somewhere. Okay? Like, come on. But, you know, it's a start. It's a start. And speaking of Andre and Danny, bitch, they up there still fucking. Okay? He go out to go get her something to eat and run into Bill. Bill literally has a private investigator that he works with to fucking get all the information that he can on Andre. And he almost slipped up and said, I need to know and get this man out of the mother of my kids' beds. I said, no, you meant exactly what you was about to say in the first place. Your wife, because you want that lady to be your wife again, because you missing that. Okay? Because now you realize you done fucked up. And then I'm thinking that Haley was standing there that whole time and heard everything that he was saying. And she thinking that it was about Danny. But no, she thought it was about the case. This other case that he was talking about. And Bill was relieved. And she was in her feelings, though. And so they got over that. Next thing you know, he said that he got a text from Caroline saying that he needed to come down there for a meeting or some shit at the office, right? It really wasn't for that. It was Keegan, the private detective or whoever, basically telling him that, Andre is down there at Orphe Jeans, okay? And so Bill goes down there and confront Andre. Andre held his own, bitch. Andre, like, nigga, you ain't finna come up in here and psych me out, okay? I'm not finna hurt. He was like, I don't want you hurting my ex-wife. He said, no, baby, I'm not here to hurt her. That was your job. I'm here to love her. I'm here to have fun with her. I'm here to make her feel fucking good, as I've been doing, okay? Bitch, Bill couldn't do nothing but sit there like, ain't this about a bitch? Not this little boy telling me all this shit. I said, Bill, go back home. Go back home. Haley had called Caroline to talk to her and see about the meeting just because, and realized that there's no meeting. And so now she's pissed the fuck off and she gonna go over there to Danny's house and just ransack her place, calling for Bill and all this stuff. You have a husband and leave mine the hell alone, you bitch. I was like, now, Danny, you better than me, because I would have tripped that bitch and she would have fell in the corner of a goddamn counter or a table, because who the fuck are you to come in my house? First of all, well, Danny did do that to them, so let me take that back. But who the fuck are you to come into my house and accuse me of fucking around with your nigga, okay? And then you screaming all up in my house being fucking rude, okay? It's a noise policy up in here, you know what I'm saying? Keep it at a minimum. And then your man ain't even there. That just goes to show how fucking insecure you are and how you know that man got that lady on his mind. You talking about Danny needs to stay away from your man. Bitch, your man needs to stay away from Danny and get her out his thoughts, okay? That's who you need to be pissed off at. Because Danny ain't do that shit. Danny was getting dicked down by that young boy. That's just what she doing. She waiting on her burger. What you doing there? Like, what the fuck? I said, Haley, you look stupid as fuck. And then when she come home, Bill finally come home, and he was like, sorry, baby, the client was this. She said, bitch, bullshit. I said, oh, shit, bitch. I mean, if the way that I put it out there, maybe it really wasn't a bad week. It was just that I just feel like the Doug situation was just dragging on a little bit. You know, I mean, because they was just so goddamn sad, bitch. So fucking sad, bitch. But we'll see. If anything interesting happened in tomorrow's episode, I'll come back for another video. But if not, I'll just mention it in next week's episode. But anyway, you guys tell me how you feel, and I hope you do have a wonderful week, okay? I hope you have a wonderful weekend, I should say. Enjoy yourself, be safe. The weather is getting cool, so fall is finally showing her colors, and I'm loving it. Y'all, have a good one. Peace.